Welcome, brothers. Welcome, sisters. Welcome to a program on target. As usual, as soon as we start this program, you can pick up the telephone and give us a call. We never have a subject matter. We speak about anything. Politics, religion, socioeconomic issues. You can introduce your own topic. You have an opportunity to introduce your own topic. Some people say you're speaking about one thing all the time. You can pick up the telephone and introduce your own topic, from space to cultural issue. Ukraine and Russia, Israel and Hamas, Guyana and Venezuela, or Trinidad and Tobago, or St. Vincent, Carnival in Carriacou, or Independence in Grenada. You pick up a telephone and give us a call. Meanwhile, while I wait for your call on 4420175, remember we on RealFM 91.9, YouTube, Facebook. And we encourage you to share our program. Like the program, press the like button as soon as you enter on the social network. Subscribe to RealFM. It is very good for the program. If you do that, you help us share the program and you show appreciation for us having the ability to do the program. Today I want to call on the Minister of Youth and Sport. I think youth and sport go together. The Minister of Youth. You sounds very powerful when you're in St. George's. When we listen to you on the radio and on social media, you sound very powerful and dynamic. We have two small communities, Mount Horn and Paraclete. Both of these communities are brothers and sisters. A lot of relatives intertwined in the community. There is basically one primary school servicing this community, a school that have about 200 children from Mount Horn and Paraclete. You have 4 churches servicing these communities. The Catholic Church, Holy Spirit, the Anglican Church, St. Michael, the Adventist Church, and the Pentecostal Church. These communities are brothers and sisters, so they're in love. But the practice of love is troubling, is worrying. Sometimes the manner in which they express love, people get wounded. People have to go in the hospital. They express love in some manner. Sometimes guns are fired in the night in people's house. In one instance, 7 bullets went through one house. The buses are affected. It is troubling. So I call on the Minister of Youth to visit the village of Mount Horn, visit the village of Paraclete, reassure the elders in the community, and go to the houses in Mount Horn and in Paraclete that people say have been shattered. Visit the homes of the man who was wounded. Mr. Minister, it's very easy to sit down in St. George's and jump up and talk about youth. Now we want you to walk the talk. The National Democratic Congress is known for talking. You're very good on social media. You're very good on propaganda. But you don't have a history of walking the talk. No, I'm asking you. Well, I can't ask you. I don't know if you will bother with me, but I'm hoping to provoke those around you, to encourage you to walk the talk. You have an opportunity to do something practical. You was jumping up and talking about youth. When they gave you the Ministry of Health, I thought they put you in the wrong place. It is said on the ground that you made an official visit to the hospital about 2 in the morning. The nurse get afraid. She never see that in her life. A senior nurse advised her to send you to the pathological annex. Mr. Minister of Youth, there is no mad black woman in Paraclete and Moncton. So you need not be afraid. You need to visit the village of Paraclete and visit the village of Moncton. Go to the houses that are affected, where people are affected, where guns go through the roof, not guns but bullet, where bullet go through the houses while people sleeping. Go to the house in Moncton, where bullet go through the houses. Visit the homes of the young men that have been injured as a result of sharp-edged tools. Mr. Minister of Youth, you was jumping up, bawling, youth, youth, youth. Now you have an opportunity to go to the communities and try to see if you could help them to love one another. Because the villages are deeply intertwined. So they are brothers and sisters. Yes, caller, welcome.
Yeah, man, good afternoon.
Yes, my brother, welcome.
Yeah, I'm happy independent.
Thank you, my brother.
Yeah, why do you say Miss Emlyn Pierre, you to jump up for the youth and them too? And I want you, don't afraid. And I want you to tell the opposition, he disrespect the flag. He put it between wherever I put it, and he sit down on it. I walk in my land, so I just have the opportunity and chance to come and call the program.
All right. Thank you, my brother. Emlyn Pierre, I didn't call Emlyn Pierre because Emlyn Pierre didn't talk. Emlyn Pierre walked the talk. If it's one young person that go in politics, the reason she became attracted to the politician because she was working with young people. She walked the talk. Emlyn Pierre, if it was Emlyn Pierre that was Minister of Youth, she gone to Moncton eons ago. Yes, caller, welcome.
Good morning, sir, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, caller, welcome.
Yes, are you hearing me?
Loud
yes,
and clear. Don't listen to the...
Good.
Yeah.
No, you
don't. You got to...
Am I on the air by myself?
You on the air, but you listen to the... We hear in the background noise. So cut out the apparatus and listen to us on the phone.
Well, no, I call you on my phone.
All right,
so
go ahead.
So maybe...
Go right ahead.
First, I must say, you have to listen to me. I rehearse what I have to say, and it's going to take about 5 minutes.
Go right ahead.
So listen what I... First, it was a nice celebration. I like this celebration, but I have like a few points I have to make that you may have to respond to afterwards. I am totally against Maurice Bishop being on the $50 bill. Maurice Bishop fought against independence. He was part of the strike that when Gary said, let there be light, the independence flag was high in the darkness. Okay. He imprisoned over 3,000 people. He stopped the press. He stopped what he fought for and what he advocated. He stopped it of freedom of speech. He stopped the torchlight. He stopped everything. He fought. And correct me if I'm wrong, that airport that was named after Maurice Bishop, correct me if I'm wrong, that was Gary's idea to build the airport in True. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that is what I remember. Okay, what did Maurice Bishop do? How many schools he built? Yes, I give him credit for the NIS. Okay, right, the airport. Now, that is one point. My other point is we have to work on getting back 3 seats. I don't know if number 10 could be recouped. Number 10 is gone, could be recouped. But I want to get work, start working now. They have to start working now on regaining the 2 seats from St. Patrick's, because St. Patrick's was green. Now driving through Roseland, all the place, all the stones are painted yellow. I don't know why, but that was a green stones that I see. Okay, now we have to get back in power so that we could stop the circulation of that $50 bill. All right. So anything else I have to say? Now things could be reversed. In America, they threw down all the statues of Christopher Columbus. He's a liar. We learn in school about Christopher Columbus. He was a liar. Now all these things that this little boy is doing, he wasn't born yet when independence was thing. He wasn't born yet. He didn't know. He didn't read about it. But he is doing things now. I hope you're taking notes. Who was responsible for naming the airport Morris Bishop Airport? Is that Tillman Thomas? The NDC is all the history that has to be reversed. Thank you, sir. I'm going to listen now.
Yes, yes, my brother. The idea to put Morris Bishop picture on the money, a number of Grenadians have some concern, and the government has not provided any explanation or justification. But I guess the Prime Minister of Grenada wants to ride on the popularity of Morris Bishop. I don't think he has one iota or dram of socialism in him. He just wants to plagiarize. He just wants to use Morris Bishop's popularity for his own benefit. And I guess he's calculating that if he put Morris Bishop name, face on the money, that might help him. Well, we'll have to watch and see. Yes, caller, welcome.
Good afternoon, Mr. Pierre.
Yeah, go right ahead.
Yeah. Mr. Pierre, Countryman just called me and talking a set of facts. Could the minister right now presently for youth and the past minister, Miss Emmeline Pierre, could he put his foot in her shoe? Countryman, them have to get the facts straight before they call in the radio station. And what Dr. Kid disrespect with? What Dr. Kid do? First person here is talking about what he's saying they know. What happened to these guys and them? Tell them stop this stripping this song, call and say positive thing on the station because we are listening. Thank you, sir.
Yes, the question is, I am making a call to the Minister of Youth. If there was any time we need a Minister of Youth to intervene pronto, no. If this thing continue, you would not be able to solve the problem. You would not be able to solve the problem. After we had the teachers strike in Grenada where they was claiming that work to rule, if you listen to my programs around that time, I was totally against the work to rule. I say it's going to result in violence in the villages. We don't have groups in the community. And there doesn't seem to be any ground for socialization. So neighboring villages with conflict ending up with violence. Yes, caller, welcome.
Good afternoon, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, my brother.
Mr. Pierre, do you know what is the size of the Grenada national flag?
I don't know what is the size of the official flag. I think this one is in the museum.
Right.
So
right. So, one question. Can the national flag fit in your pocket, in anyone's pocket, or pants pocket?
Well, it depends on the size of the flag. Again, if I don't know the size.
Well, the official flag. I talk about the official flag.
Well,
that kind of nonsense.
The official flag can be on any seat.
Exactly. So Dr. Mitchell wasn't sitting on an official flag. He was sitting on a scarf-like flag. Nothing wrong with that. That is not an official flag. It wasn't on the ground. It was by the man crouched somewhere, right?
Yeah,
people had the flag on the head. People had the flag on the headrest. What I call replicas of the flag. Countryman, stop all your foolishness. You understand? You are trying to distract. Violence is going on between Monkan and these areas, and that is what you're trying to tell him. But you come and jump on Emlyn Pierre. Emlyn Pierre is not the Minister of Youth. You are calling an honorable joint like that. Why these NDC supporters always trying to dodge something? I'm getting fed up of it. They're just like the leaders. They are just like the leaders. You have a guy going on a press conference and stating that members of the opposition got $10,000 for constituency declaration for independence. Mr. Pierre, I live in Northeast, in St. George's, and my area, I have seen nothing of the sort where it's concerned painting and decorating. And I used to be part of that team doing it for all the years. Nothing of the such. The same gentleman that said that thing in an interview Friday morning. His mother is a known advocate for the party. She had paint in her veranda. They like to defend stupidness, and this is what causing the dividing greater. When you're trying to promote and elongate the wrong, it will continue. Try to fix it. Try to fix it and stop bawling with your mouth closed. Speak up, people. Speak up. Every living day, individual on the radio call Mitchell all sorts of names. You all go as far as to call people clowns. Well, now we see who was the clown in the stadium last week, Wednesday, the biggest one up white. And you are still trying to justify, oh, we go from the norms. My boy, there are things called protocols. President Obama wore a tan suit as president. He was chastised. Like this guy killed Christ for wearing a brown suit. Come on, Gradients. Come on, do better. Mr. P, you have a good afternoon, man.
Yes, scholar. And I'm very tolerant to criticism, to some criticism that come to some NNP people. Dr. Kit Mitchell, Gregory Bowen, Peter David, Emlyn Pierre, Miss Modest. These people have set the bar extremely high. So I'm not too perturbed when people throw this criticism at them. They couldn't handle that. They set the bar extremely high. And I have great respect for them because they have not been vindictive. Today, the Minister of Youth has been jumping up on the radio, bawling about youth. And we have a situation in 2 villages, brothers and sisters, that needs attention now. Yes, caller, welcome.
Pierre, good evening to you.
Yes, caller.
What I'm trying to say, Miss Pierre was for the youth, and Miss Pierre was jumping up for the youth, and she was doing real good for the youth. What I'm trying to say, the present Prime Minister is very disrespectful more than the opposition leader. And the people that support the NDC, they will never see this man more disrespectful. I don't know, but what I'm trying to tell them, Mr. Pierre, they cannot run to tight pants and tight shorts. And when the day reach, they must join with the tight pants and the tight shorts. Mr. Pierre, I take a good look at the pom-pom, the yellow pom-pom of them police. And when I was looking for the green pom-pom, at first they hid the green hiding. But the yellow pom-pom was so big until the police and them could not really get the eyes right straight because it was a load on the head. And I want the NDC people stop thinking about the opposition leader. That is the second time I pass in I hear say, you know, when Spaceman was buried, how the opposition leader was very disrespectful because when the Prime Minister came in, he never stand up, he sit down. I don't know, really, in the present government right now, who more disrespectful than, I don't know why they hate that man, as I was saying.
Dr. Kit Mitchell is the most successful politician in Grenada and the Commonwealth. And as a result of that, you have this political jealousy.
Yeah, but
so you will find them criticizing him.
They could see that Prime Minister there, that ex-Prime Minister, is a blessed man, a wonderful man in God's eyesight. As I'm trying to say, you see his mother age, and you see his age, while they're talking about this man, God giving him the strength, strengthening him for the to sit down. I don't know what this man do these people. I don't know if it's this man.
What he did, he's successful as a politician. The only two successful politicians we had in Grenada is Eric Matthew Gary and Dr. Kit Mitchell.
So
And because of political jealousy, that is why you have this.
As I
yes,
said,
Scholar.
his shoes cannot fit them. And his tight pants and his tight shirt can't go through them. They can't do it because is that what they see them saying? He wearing tight pants and his tight shirt. But I want them to wear tight pants and tight shirt just the same way. They're really jealous of man.
Well, they
I don't know what
they choose to wear.
The only man what I've seen.
Yeah, it's don't bother with it. I don't think you should bother.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
I want to appeal to the Minister of Youth to find yourself and go to the village of Mount Horn and Parklet. Go to the houses that have been affected. Visit the individuals that have been affected. We must nip things in the bud, and this is the time for that. Yes, Scholar, welcome.
Mr. Pierre.
Yes, Scholar, welcome.
Good afternoon, brother.
Yes, good afternoon.
I hope you enjoy the anniversary.
Yes, I do that. Always. I always enjoy the independence celebration.
Let me tell you something. That's the greatest anniversary celebration ever passing through. Better than that. I want to praise the Prime Minister and the team. I want to give them thumbs up. I give them 110% for the performance in this celebration. Mr. Pierre, the NMP people, they're jealous the Prime Minister. They wish they was in his shoes.
No. Caller. Not the shoe the Prime Minister wearing. Not this shoe that he's wearing. This footwear that he's wearing. Nobody wants to go in that footwear. Caller. No. Caller. No decent human being not going in this footwear. This footwear was... No. Not this footwear the Prime Minister had. Don't put no NNP want to go in that. Not this footwear. A number of members of NDC don't want to go in this footwear. They're disappointed. Don't ever say this thing, hear me. Yes, Scholar. Not this footwear. This footwear the Prime Minister had. No, I don't think any NNP want to go into that footwear. And a lot of members of the National Democratic Congress was disappointed with the footwear. This is 50 years celebration. The Prime Minister is a man. They expect him to have a shoe. What he had wasn't even a sandals. Some say don't call it slippers. Call it a footwear. This is 50 years of our celebration. Now that is why I said this Prime Minister is a fake. He is brand new to politics. So we don't know who he really is. And we have to find out. Because one of the things you want to know about your leaders, they must be predictable. You don't want your leaders come in and do things to embarrass you. But we don't have a history with Deacon Mitchell. So we don't know what he's going to do. Deacon Mitchell is telling lies as if he's a joke. Deacon Mitchell went to the United Nations and deceived the Haitians. Based upon what he said, 15 Haitians test Grenada waters and he stopped them from coming here. Deacon Mitchell told lies to the elderly. He gave them the impression that $650 will be given to them. When he came in power, he was hostile towards them. He lied to the physically challenged and disadvantaged children. Deacon Mitchell told lies to the Imani. He fired the workers, the temporary workers on contract. Deacon Mitchell caused the bank and all is shattered. The confidence the banks had in people who was not permanent workers. Let me give you an example. Let us suppose an individual working with Kenny Larson, Daddy Wayne, or any one of the supermarkets. These workers are not permanent workers. But if this worker went to the bank and asked for a loan, they would go with a job letter. And if the bank realizes this person is working for 5-6 years and the company give them a positive and the company is not likely to fall up, the bank would give them a loan. But when Deacon Mitchell fired people that was working 18 and 19 years on contract, he shattered that relationship that existed between the financial institution, temporary, supernumerary, and contract workers. Deacon Mitchell raised the price of water. He raised the price of sugar. He raised the price of electricity. By doing that, the government contributed to the rise in the cost of living when cost of living was going up already because of the COVID-19 and the war in Ukraine. Deacon Mitchell played job. He did not use oil based upon what his supporters said. He used food-grade substances. And as a result of that, he did not want to sweat in the job because he don't want oil rush him. He is the prime minister. And up to today, Deacon Mitchell has not called on the individuals who play job to use food-grade substances. I'm not saying they're going to follow him, but because he is a job, if he make the call, they would respect that call more than if I asked them. Up to today, he has not done it. But he did not play with oil. That's why I think he's a fake. Deacon Mitchell has set up sham committees. Those boards that permitted ministers to take several $1 million in loan from the GDB Bank. There is no precedent. And it had to be a sham board. Yes, scholar, welcome.
Mr. Pierre.
Yes, scholar, welcome.
You say in all country about Deacon Mitchell. Deacon Mitchell never take over the money.
Caller, did I say anything? Did I say anything that is not the truth?
The Prime Minister, the former Prime Minister.
Caller, we're not talking about the former Prime Minister. We're talking about Deacon Mitchell. Caller, the $3,000 you lose, go on ask Debog in the bank for it, not Kit Mitchell. Kit Mitchell have nothing to do with that.
Kit Mitchell take it. Mr. Pierre.
Kit Mitchell has nothing to do with the $3,000. Ask Deacon Mitchell. Ask any minister on the NDC side and watch them in the eyes when you're asking them. If they're blinking, they're lying. You're upset with Kit Mitchell for something that he has not done and he has no control of. You took risk and you go in the bank. Not you alone that lose money in the bank. People lose millions of dollars in SGL and British American. You hate Kit for that too? You can't. So don't expect NNP want to put on Deacon's shoe. No. And I believe we have a right. We have a right to put Deacon under the microscope. He is new to politics. And he is the leader. He is the shepherd. Deacon Mitchell go in parliament and he calling people beggy. He is the shepherd. He endorses, tolerate, and crown the prince of hate. They give him a award, plaque. Now how are you going to accept that? The National Democratic Congress is the most disrespectable, the most disrespectful party in the country. They have a history of disrespecting everybody. Every independence activity, they make attempt to sabotage it. Now you see they panic. And that is why they cancel the permission they provided for people to have the entertainment. They panic and did that. Unnecessarily panic. We have to face the reality. We can't continue to propagate lies. When we speaking, we may make mistakes, but we must prepare to correct the mistakes. We can't continue to propagate lies. The Prime Minister encouraged young people to use obscenities on stage. And he go in St. Lucia and costume. Yes, caller, welcome.
Good day, sir.
Yes, caller, welcome.
I knew a bit late, but I just want to make a quick point there. Well, they listened to you, but they took back 8 workers this morning on the Montjul estate. But out of the 8, the majority, those who are retired, those are 60 and they send home, they give them a contract for a short period of time again. Just call them back. They say, oh, the cocoa heavy on their hand. So they just take back 8 of them this morning, but they would not be permanent, just past the 8. So they would be on a contract for if it's a 6 months or 10 months, somewhere around there. So they say, God, you always does this and you call the thing. Another observation is, and someone joined me on as well, the independence celebration, I noticed that the Prime Minister calling the opposition, the ex-Prime Minister, name last in everything. He presents a plaque to Ghana President, which he don't give our Prime Minister nothing and just mention him. I don't know if anybody want to call and say anything about
caller,
that.
you really expect Deacon Mitchell to recognize Kit Mitchell? Every time Deacon have to say the word Kit Mitchell, all the blood drying up. You really expect them to do that? I mean, that is
Not
dreaming.
surprising.
Don't expect them to do that. The National Democratic Congress is always a bitter party, and this group is the worst. It's only because he must call in name. That is why he's saying so-called and all.
They further him politically. I don't know why.
Well, obviously, Kitty's success and they are not. You call that political jealousy. It's the same thing.
What is due to him.
Not from them. If they give him not from them, it makes no sense. Not from them. You will take.
What cannot be broken.
Yeah.
He has record what will be broken in the next 50 years. I don't think so. I think they should respect him. Yeah.
Okay.
All
right, caller. We are asking for something impossible. The NDC don't ever have a history of showing respect. Yes, caller, welcome.
Hello. Hey, Mr. Pierre?
Yes, go right ahead.
Well, you look at you grudge the Prime Minister, you hate himself. He didn't go there for himself.
Caller, stop. Caller.
We'll have to me first.
Caller.
Too wicked, man.
Caller. I think I have more love for the Prime Minister than you. And that's the worst thing that could happen to the NDC Prime Minister. You all pulling Deacon down a hole. You have a Prime Minister that lying as if it's a joke. The Prime Minister is hostile towards people in the lower income, the elderly, the disadvantaged children, the Imani. We have 2 villages now that going after each other. And I've not heard that the Prime Ministers or the Minister of Youth intervention. And I calling on the Minister of Youth now to intervene. Guns are being fired. Yes, caller, welcome.
Hi. I just joined your program, and I overheard you saying that Baker would never mention the former Prime Minister.
No, I didn't say he would never mention. Because he has mentioned him.
Yeah, because
but he is very reluctant to do that.
In the independence celebration, the night when they were doing the drone display, he was featured in the drone display.
I'm saying...
When there was an unveiling the $50 note, and he was given the plan for the next 25 years or how much, he mentioned the former Prime Minister's name. He mentioned Dr. Mitchell's name. So, I don't know why you're that bitter towards Deacon.
Caller, you want me to... Caller. You want me tell you why you think I'm bitter towards him? You want me to tell you?
No.
No, caller.
Can I
You're
speak?
making an accusation and you don't want the truth?
I want the truth.
Well, if you want the truth, I could tell you why.
Can I finish my point?
No, you can't finish. Listen to me. You're making an accusation and you're saying you don't know why I'm bitter. So I'm telling you why I sung bitter. You don't want to hear that? If you don't want to hear that, go ahead.
You're going to listen. You're going to tell me, but I'm making a point. We'll come back to the bitter part of it, but let me make my point, okay? Now, the privilege you guys used to have during the NMP time, you don't have it anymore. So that's the reason why you're that bitter towards kidney.
Tell me what privilege I used to have in NMP time.
You know the privilege.
I have more privilege now. Caller, I have more privilege now in NDC time. I have more privilege now.
You got all the privilege in NMP time, and you know that. We all know that. Let's go down that road.
Okay, caller, thank you. That is one of the challenges we have in Grenada, privilege. I don't need privilege from government. I take me privilege. It was in the revolution and few people dare speak. And we used to speak. Yes, caller, welcome.
Yeah, after Mr. Pierre, once again.
Go right
ahead. You see, they come it from under the rock because the truth, you have to tie it on them like a rope. What privilege she talking about? What privilege?
Well,
who had more privilege than this guy right doing freaking Mardi Gras?
No, caller, she don't.
Hold on, Mr. Pierre.
Caller, she can't say what privilege, and she don't want to listen to me to tell her.
Mr. Pierre, I listened to the presentation. The commission never mentioned Keith Mitchell. He mentioned the other government. And a guy who's now in opposition, he never mentioned Dr. Mitchell. Lady, what is going on here? What the hell is going on here?
No.
Who have been on the rock? Dr. Mitchell was named, what is self-styled father of the house? Guys have become Mitchell labeling the guy. Where the audience be? Or they still call Dr. Mitchell all Saturday. The man didn't do nothing.
We still have to be respectful.
But I gotta say to them, the thing with this John, I believe in my humble opinion, that was put in there last minute. Last minute that was put in there. You can put any design you want on the drone system to display it. Anytime you can do it. That was put in there last minute because the blazer was getting for the nonsense they were doing by not mentioning to Gary Moore, respected Dr. Mitchell Moore, and all these things. This party has been vindictive, dirty, nasty,
always have to
no, you have to get on this. You know what? What goes around comes around. What goes around comes around, and take it out and put it in another cannon and smoke it. All they do is say that stupidness. Come on, man.
Yes, man. You see, we have to be able to conduct this discussion. If you're going to say somebody is bitter against Deacon, you should be willing to say, what is it that I say that I sung bitter? Or let me give you reasons why I'm going after Deacon. Yes, caller, welcome. Yes, caller, welcome.
Mary and Bishop Skellington turn cocoa powder already. What are you calling up the name for?
All right, caller. You see, people have to understand that the leaders of our country is the one that direct policies. The leaders of our country. So when you want to speak, for instance, people go to the post office or to the electricity company now and cost the workers. That doesn't make no sense. These workers are obeying orders. You go after the managers. You don't hear me going and criticize NIS workers. I criticize NIS management and the union representative on NIS board. Yes, caller, welcome.
Mr. Pierre.
Yes, caller.
Good evening, sir. Yeah. I listen to Deacon Mitchell speak. And Deacon Mitchell, every time he open his mouth to call Kit Mitchell name, like Kit Mitchell, like he tongue heavy, he don't want to call him my name, so I don't know what is color on them arguing about. Deacon afraid to call Kit Mitchell name because he know Kit Mitchell is the most successful, I'll repeat again, successful leader in the Caribbean and in Grenada.
Yeah.
So I don't see what this color, and you know what happening? The truth start to hold their stomach.
You got to tie the truth with manje kosher rope.
Yes, he like to eat, start to hold them. Yeah. So that is why they're coming out so drastic. Yeah. Man, let you hold them to make your point and let you hold them.
Yes, caller, thank you. Yes. As I say to people, I like to go after jugglers. I don't waste time when somebody criticizes me or give me a low blow. I'm not so important. I'm just an ordinary rustic of nondescript breed. My grammar on the radio is not even good. My verbs green, my adjectives red. I try to communicate because I know that when I speak in the rum shop, people don't understand sometimes. So I believe when I speak on the radio, some people understand. I've never heard people correcting Jamaicans and Bajans and people from Belize grammar on radio. Particularly in Grenada, what you find, they correct you to intimidate you. They're not genuine. When you want to change things, you go after policymakers. If you have a problem with the school, you go after the chief education officer and the principals in the school. If you meet a school that have chronic ill discipline problem, change the principal. It means the principal done good. If you have issue with lawyers, you go after lawyers. You would never see me going after workers in the hospital or workers in the post office or workers in NIS office. They are frontline workers. They obey the managers. I go after the manager. Deacon Mitchell is the Prime Minister of Grenada. He is not a known entity. He was never involved in trade union, groups, organization, politics, or sports before. So nobody knows Deacon. Not even the other 8 members around him, they don't know him. The Minister of Foreign Affairs never knew he would have palpate his tie. He never knew that. The Minister of Foreign Affairs came on radio and vociferously objecting to the Samoa Agreement. He said it's going to contradict the Constitution. He believed it would be a threat to sovereignty. That is deep, deep expression. The Prime Minister tried to dodge. He said he didn't read the agreement. Then the Prime Minister jumped and attacked the church. And he said morality is a private thing. This is a dangerous movie by a leader. Yes, caller, welcome.
Hi. Yes, I could remember again during the COVID time, there were people who were given cell phone to make sure that the people who had to be in quarantine and stuff like that. And the people who were doing the job or work were people who retire and getting retirement money from NIS. There was lots of people who were unemployed, and you all didn't give them a cell phone to follow up to get money from the government. No, they give the people who already get on pension getting retirement money. So you all cannot see the
caller,
wrong
just
in NPD.
Caller, just think for a while. If you have to get somebody in your society with enough clout that could pick up a telephone and call somebody to make sure they're in a quarantine, who would you give that? Caller, unemployed youth? That person's name alone would command respect. And the fact that you have a new government in election, running this country, when you take issue with fundamental issues that the government do, you're going back to Kit Mitchell. Kit Mitchell not in power. He lost election under 2 years ago. Deacon is in power. When I say something about Deacon, challenge me on the correctness of the statement. That is what you do. When I say Deacon went to the United Nations and deceived the children of Christoph, if you don't think I'm right, correct me. When I say to you, Deacon tricked the elderly, he purposely deceived them and tricked them. He caught the World Bank. He gave them the impression he's going to give them $650, and he removed $150 from them. That is a crime. The government removed money from disadvantaged children. And as a result of that, some children drop out from National College. I called on the Minister of Education to do the research and see how much children drop out of National College because they were not able to pay the bus to go to college. The previous government paid the bus for them. The government started to pay tuition for those who could pay. And they take money from those who couldn't pay. That is why I call them vultures. Take issue with that. When I say Dick Mitchell played jab, and he played without oil. He used food grade substance. You don't whine. You don't raise your hand. You don't move a muscle. Why? He did not want oil to come on his body. He's a fake. Dick Mitchell is the first leader I know that go on stage and encourage young people to use obscenity. Yes, caller, welcome.
Hello.
You have the radio in the background. Just speak, we're hearing you.
Okay. Mr. Pierre?
Yes, go right ahead.
Good day, sir. I wanted to tie the truth with cable. Tie the truth on them with cable. I want to tie it weld it with a welding torch. It offend them. Please, tie it on them. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. We have to face issues. You have too much issue in this country and you're going after wrong people. You have to go after the culprits. If you have an issue with lawyers, you go after the lawyer. You have an issue with education, you go after the chief education officer. Not even the minister of education, you know. The chief education officer and the principals in school. I've come repeatedly on radio and say 70% of the children exiting school cannot come out with the basic education. Teachers supposed to shed a tear and cry. Then we had work to rule. On my program, I said the policy of teachers with work to rule is going to cause increasing violence in villages. Yes, caller, welcome.
Mr. Pierre, good afternoon.
Yes, caller, punch.
I heard you say that Paraclete and Mountain in war.
No, I didn't say they're in war. I said they're not practicing love. I don't know what kind of love is that. One day they're good. Next day, guns going through, bullet going through people's house.
Well, I regret to hear that.
And there's about 3 or 4 houses between the 2 villages that's over. In one house, 7 bullets went through.
I know before they...
You have buses have been stopped on the road. People got caught. And I believe the Minister of Youth should go to the village and visit it.
Well, I live the first part of my life in Moncton for years. That's where I know myself. And I mean, mostly everybody in Moncton is a friend of mine. Paraclete game.
Well, Paraclete and Moncton tie up like twine.
Yeah, because I mean, my father lived most of his life in Paraclete. My brother.
So now that this thing is going on,
and I'm feeling happy over it.
The stage it reached now, I believe, is the worst. There are always little frictions.
I know that.
But this one now is the worst.
And I mean, I don't feel happy to hear that.
And if we don't intervene now, then we heading for Jamaica and Trinidad.
I know of once Lafayette and Moncton was in war.
Well, yes, but
end up in
this thing I more call it is Tiger T. You remember Tiger T have a song, What Kind of Love Is This? 9 o'clock we good, 4 o'clock in the morning we fighting.
I really hope that something come out of
Well, what I believe that we must solve problem. The Minister of Youth must visit the community. The representatives and them, there is a joke. They might be part of the problem. They cannot help. So I believe the Minister of Youth, he jump up balling, youth. Now he has an opportunity to practicalize his expression.
I really hope that something come out of it.
Well, I am not hoping. I'm coming up with solutions.
I heard this morning on a piece of news again, where Mr. Roman, I can't remember his first name, is in the news again, trying to certify to a news reporter that the members of the opposition got $10,000 for the community.
I mean, so you in tongue long, you know the NDC have a history of planning lies.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that Mr. Roman should leave that for other person to do, Mr.
The
How
NDC
Mr. Women go to prove whether they think does the ministers represent they won't come to Mr. Women and tell him?
Color, this NDC does sit down and plan lies. This
but even though he doesn't lie, he want to plan. He ain't planning properly because they wouldn't come and tell
well,
him.
You could plan lie properly?
Mr. Women doesn't have authority.
Well, you can't plan lie properly. Anytime you plan lie, you're wrong.
If the persons that have to get the money say they didn't get it, who is Mr. Women to say they get it? Mr. Women does not have that power.
He don't have the power, but they plan the lie.
But that's not a good lie to plan.
Well, he have lie that good?
Yes, you have good liar. You can tell you lie, you get a
You can't get away
what
with
I'm
us.
saying,
This kind of lie we have on tape now.
Said that let them go to the relevant authority and let he find us from the relevant authority. Mr. Women is not in authority for that.
Right.
Even though he is the head of the committee, head of thing, he doesn't have that responsibility. When they hand in the ministers the check or posting it to them also, they don't have to tell Mr. Women.
Right, okay.
So I think Mr. Women should not be, what I'm trying to say.
You have a lot of faith in these people.
Yeah, but he mustn't cover up. He mustn't cover up for something. Let the people answer the question.
Okay.
Mr. Women is not in authority to answer that question.
Right.
Yes,
thank you.
Them monkey around themselves too much, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The National Democratic Congress have a history of sitting down and plan lies. And why they does that? Because they believe they're smart, they're bright, and they're intelligent. And I don't know what make them believe that. Having a master's or a bachelor's or a doctorate, you could be just a regurgitator. You're not a thinker. And people are just boring holes in the statement, right, left, and center. Yes, caller, welcome, and that's the last caller.
Yeah,
caller, welcome.
Mr. Pierre, quickly. Yeah. A solution for that what go on in party, in my opinion, the 4 MPs and the Prime Minister alongside the Minister of Youth, they should have a coalition, put aside petty politics, and let we come together and curb this thing. Because watch me, I have been in that area, I pass through the area, I have friends in the area, and what I hear up there is not nice. It's not nice. It is happening. The violence is real up there. And we can't let our youth go on the road. Gun violence is never a good thing in any country, right? And lastly, Mr. Romain, if you remember Mr. Pierre, couple months back, I think that was the first time I think NDC had a town hall meeting when they won the election. And a question was given to Honorable Ronald Head at the time. And did you remember that Mr. Deacon called Romain from in the crowd to answer the question that was posed to the minister at the time? You remember that?
I remember, and that is why I say some ministers are dumb, driven cattle. If you as a politician, somebody asks me a question, nobody can answer it for me.
Because you are elected, you're the person that we vote for. Why Deacon Mitchell has to call?
Because the minister is a dumb, driven cattle. The minister is not a thinker. Simple and straightforward.
To the NDC supporters, take that and tap on the foot. That is the truth. If I don't believe it, go and look for it on YouTube. Have a good afternoon, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, I don't think these ministers and them could help. And in addition to that, the worst thing to do, to go to a community and pretending uniting. Number 10, drum defense. It is alleged number 10 get 160,000. Number 10 used to shed tears. No, all tears dry up. The Minister of Youth, you have an opportunity to have a real practical situation, not a hypothetical situation, not a situation you write about in book. You have a real situation. You jump up and you're bawling, youth, youth, youth. No. Go to the village of Mountain. Go to the village of Parklet. Visit the houses that have been shot up in Mountain. Visit those that have been shot in Parklet. Visit the people that have been injured. Talk to them. Get an understanding of the situation and bridge the gap. You to do that. Go and bridge the gap. Don't go and hide behind no woman. You, the Minister of Youth, you was very unsuccessful in the Ministry of Health because you dabble with the occult. That is why you end up in hospital 2 o'clock in the morning and the senior nurse said they should send you in the pathological annex. Now you in the Ministry of Youth. You have a practical situation. Don't call Emily Pierre and ask her what you do. Don't call her. You go and do it. Because I know you all would not have been studying the successful NNP ministers. You arrogant, you rude, you disrespectful, but you could change. So go and visit the community. I'm going to know if you visit this village. As soon as you go in the house, I'm going to know. I tell you, these villages are in love, but they're not practicalizing their love in an acceptable manner. Go and listen to the song Tiger T sing. Call Tiger T. Ask him what is the song he sing about love. What kind of love is this? The two villages in love. But every time they have a fallout, somebody likely to get caught, a gunshot likely to go in people's bullets, likely to pass through people's house. They are the elderly in the house. The NDC has always been hostile towards the elderly, the physically challenged and disadvantaged children. I know this is not the area you like. You all like those guys who come out with university graduate with tying their neck and speaking English more than the British. But now you have a practical situation. When you finish, you could do a thesis on it. Go down on the ground. Visit the village of Paraclete and the village of Moncton. Go to the homes of the people who are directly affected. It's just a few houses, maybe about 10 in number, that directly affected. Speak to the people. The occupants of the houses are concerned because they're not accustomed with the bullets. Those who got injured are concerned. Visit them in the hospital. The bus drivers who was affected, go and speak to them. And do it before they wake up. Minister of Youth, do it before they wake up. The national, you could bring a drone. Bring up a drone. You could leave one in Moncton, leave one in Paraclete. You have 500 drones. If you don't know what to do, but make certain you visit them before they wake up. I can't give you an order. If I could have given you order, I would have sent you pronto. But it's important. Go and visit the community 50 years after independence. And you have neighboring communities that practicing some very unorthodox love. Love that resulting in gunshot. And it's only a matter of time before a couple of people succumb to injuries. So I appeal to you. Use the Minister of Youth. So please go and visit them before the week up. And we're back with you tomorrow again between 12 and 1 for another opportunity to punch.